in front of his adoring fans. The global superstar who a year ago was upset by Jeff Horn is right back at it. Knockout victory, Manny Pacquiao.
His first win by stoppage since 2009, almost a decade since Miguel Cotto, and he has not just reestablished himself, he has changed the configuration of boxing again.
Let me mute that. Relax, guys. We're going to show you some highlights. The fight just ended. It is exactly 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July the 15th, 2018. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I'm glad that it didn't go to decision. I'm glad that Manny Pacquiao got the knockout. I think he's full of sin. We're going to talk about it. Is Sinner Pacquiao back? Only long-term fans of Manny Pacquiao would understand what I'm talking about when I say I think that he has the aggressiveness back. Not aggressiveness. In Pacquiao's terms, it's called the aggressiveness. It's called the hungerness. He had a little too much aggressiveness he talked about when he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez in a fight where he was winning. But in this case, he harnessed enough of it to stop Matthysse. Now, even though I do believe that Matthysse has been a mentally damaged fighter for quite some time now, still, this is a very good win for Manny Pacquiao because it shows that he can still compete with the upper B-level guys. I guess it depends on where you rank Lucas Matthysse, whether he's a B-level guy, a C-level guy. He's not a C-level guy. I'm sorry. Even though he's been mentally scarred. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the post-fight interview from Pacquiao to hear about what he wants to do next. And for some reason, I'm believing it's going to likely be Amir Khan in the UK if Amir Khan beats a fighter by the name of Samuel Vargas on September the 8th. So pay attention. Manny Pacquiao's next fight could very well be Amir Khan in December. But knowing Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Amir Khan, they could possibly. Here's a bit of a replay. Those uppercuts, man. Those uppercuts.
The jab sets the table. Pacquiao cleans him up with the left uppercut. As Matthysse leaned forward. I think
spit that mouthpiece right out. You seen that?
But he decided, you know what? I'm sick of taking
punishment.
I agree with you.
Over this course of this fight.
That was a big shot.
Yes, it was.
I mean, that was a big shot, that left uppercut.
But he has his wits. You can see that. He has his wits. And he spits out the mouthpiece.
Yes. Only he knows, though, what's going on in his mind. Remember, he was clipped by that right hook in the 5th round on the temple. He took the left uppercut in the 3rd and takes the strongest, most thudding
You're going to see that
right there.
No one knows but Matthysse how much those shots really hurt. My guess is
I know.
Well, Timothy Bradley sitting in between us knows what a headshot
right now, right there.
Like.
Yeah, anybody want to know?
But now the...
Let's make it official. Pacquiao's a champ again. Up to the ring to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, referee Kenny Bayless calls a halt to the contest following the knockdown. The official time, 2 minutes, 43 seconds, round number 7. The winner by TKO victory. And now, once again, he is the welterweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacman Pacquiao.
May 2015 against.
Let's see if he does a post-fight interview. So we have a lot to talk about, as I said. Okay, we're going to talk about the options for Pacquiao. This was a very good thing for Pacquiao. Not only stopping Matthysse, but the fact that he put this event together under his own promotional banner. He basically trained himself with his homie Boo Boy. There's no more Bob Arum. Unless, he's broadcast in the United States, then as it stands right now, it'll be ESPN Plus. as it stands right now. We're going to explain that. So no Bob Arum. He got rid of Freddie Roach. It is kind of, let's listen to the post-fight interview. We can only listen to it. We can't.
Manny Pacquiao. Manny,
Here he is, but listen to it.
You said you were going to be the counter-puncher, but today you dictated the pace from the first round.
Yes, I did. We do counter punch because Matthysse is a power. He has a power also. So we're taking care and take care in the ring, hands up all the time, and do my best.
Your speed was unbelievable. You caught him numerously from round 1, and you put him down in round 3. Were you surprised that it came that early? You said you were going to take your time.
Yeah. I'm surprised because Matthysse is a very tough opponent, and I knocked him down. So that's a bonus for being focused and patient in the fight, and work hard in training.
You scored another knockdown in round 5 and another one in round 7 to finish the fight via KO. Your first KO win since 2009. Manny, when was the last time you knocked down a fighter 3 times?
Oh, a long time ago. Thank God for this
Chris Algieri.
Victory. This is all dedicated to God and to all the Filipino people for the honor of our country. And thank you to our president, Rodrigo Rua Duterte, for watching this fight.
Manny, your team said they wanted to keep you hungry, so they prevented you from training a little bit. They wanted you to come out smoking, and you sure came out smoking tonight. How would you rate your performance?
Yes, we did a good job in my team. We did a good job in training. We were not pushing hard like what we did when we were young. Just we control ourselves for this training, but it's heavy training. It's heavy training. So we did a good job. Thank you. Thanks to all my team for working hard this fight.
Manny, with this performance, who would you like to fight next?
Well, that's another story and another discussion. Right now, I'm happy to go back to my country in the Philippines and to celebrate the victory, and of course with my fellow countrymen, of course, and doing my job and as a public servant.
I know you've got the State of the Nation address coming up right when you come back with your work at the Senate. Do you think you will come back to box? Will you fight again this year?
We're planning for that. We're not decided yet. Right now, my focus is to go back to my country and, of course, relax.
What a great performance, Manny, and I'm sure you want to address your Filipino fans here and all over the world, and your president sitting right up there.
Mga Pilipino, maraming salamat, lalo-lalo na sa ating mahal na Pangulo. Filipino people, maraming salamat. We have a good President, Rodrigo Rua Duterte. Thank you, Mr. President, for being our president.
All right, Manny, there's the president right there giving you the 2 thumbs up.
Also, the Prime Minister, Matthysse, thank you so much to all your support. The Malaysian government, thank you so much to all your support. And of course, the royal family, right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I forgot where I left off at. For those who don't know, I've been a big, heavy Manny Pacquiao supporter since about 2000. And I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows. I was in complete shock when he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. I do believe that he did lose the 3rd fight after watching it numerous times. I do believe that he was genuinely injured when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and that Floyd Mayweather did use the IV. Let's listen to Matthysse. He's actually on the mic now. Let's listen to Matthysse.
This couldn't seem to get going.
Pelear con Manny Pacquiao esta noche.
Y pelear con Manny Pacquiao.
To be fighting Manny Pacquiao.
Es un gran peleador, la verdad que es un gran campeón.
He's a great fighter and a great champion.
I know you said you were going to catch him, hit him, and put him down. What do you think happened?
dijiste que lo ibas a pescar y lo ibas a noquear. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó?
Se dio vuelta, siempre se gana y se pierde, hoy me tocó perder. Y es así, pero perdí ante un gran campeón, una lesión.
It was turned around. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Today it was my turn to lose, but I lost to a great fighter, a great legend, Manny Pacquiao.
Lucas, you worked hard for this. What would you like to do next?
Trabajaste muy fuerte para esto. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer ahora?
Primeramente descansar, volver a mi casa y nada. Ya el trabajo fuerte se hizo, la pelea se hizo, se perdió, pero nada, me voy con la cabeza bien alta.
Take a rest, take a break. I worked really hard. I want to go back home with my family. And, you know, this is part of boxing. You win some, you lose some. Today it was my turn to lose, but nothing more.
What do you want to say to your people of Argentina watching back home?
¿Qué quieres decir a tu gente de Argentina que te estuvo apoyando?
¿Están escuchando ya?
Sí.
Sí, no, un saludo a Argentina, perdón, pero bueno, estoy bien, a mi hijita, a todos Trelew, las pibas, las mil, a toda mi familia. Aguanta Argentina, la concha de su madre.
That I'm okay. Thank you for all the love and support. And we'll be seeing all my family and friends. And thank you for all the love and support that they give me.
All right, there's Lucas Matthysse now saying Manny Pacquiao too much for him. Todd, back to you.
Take that off. Let's go over here. Listen at this. Look at this dumb shit right here that Stephen A. Smith of ESPN said about Pacquiao. Let's go over here. Well, actually, let's look at the punch stat numbers first. Let me pause this. Let me pause it before I forget. Let's check this out. This was the wrong screen anyway, but let's listen to it.
44% is a high percentage landed for power punches. He landed in power punches 79 to 36. The two left uppercuts, the third round, the finisher in the seventh round, and then the short right hook that clipped him on the temple that clearly had a big impact in the fifth round.
He's now changed the balance of power in boxing. We went in wondering if this would provide some sort of epitaph for Manny Pacquiao's career, and he turned that all around. It's the most difficult part.
I guess what we're doing is okay, let me talk about this, right? The 147-pound division right now consists of, here are the top guys. You still have to consider Keith Thurman #1 because he hasn't been defeated. In fact, ESPN has a nice graphic right here. We're going to pause, and we are going to use, even though it's a little dark. Okay. So you have Keith Thurman, as you can see right here. You still have to say, even though he hasn't fought since he fought Danny Garcia in March of last year, right now we're July the 15th, 12:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even though he hasn't fought for over a year now, still he's #1. Errol Spence is like the boogeyman of the 147-pound division. I don't ever see him and Pacquiao fighting ever. He's just way too big for Pacquiao. It just would be a massacre. However, Pacquiao and Thurman can possibly happen if if Keith Thurman does sign with Eddie Hearn, which is supposed to be something that's rumored to happen this week. We don't know. It's a rumor. The Terrence Crawford fight, I don't see Pacquiao fighting Terrence Crawford, even though Bob Arum may want it, who promotes Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum no longer promotes Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is fighting under his own banner, and he is not going back, now that he's put on his own event by himself. I don't see him going back to Bob Arum. And with the way things sound, he may sound like he want to fight again this year, possibly in November or December, but when he's that super champion, he's not obligated. So Keith Thurman, who was the WBA super champion, has been demoted. The WBA, this organization, is a very, weird organization. They have two champions. Manny Pacquiao is now the main champion, while Keith Thurman has been somewhat demoted. So with Manny Pacquiao's belt, he won't necessarily have a mandatory unless the WBA pushes for it, which they likely would if a promoter like Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Amir Khan, were to get into their ear. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, to eliminate the mumbo jumbo, likely opponents for Pacquiao to fight next could be somebody like Danny Garcia. If Danny Garcia beats Sean Porter, I don't see him fighting a Sean Porter. You know, he could fight a Lomachenko possibly if he's willing to go to 140 or 142. And if Lomachenko is willing to go to 140 or 142, because his manager, Igis Klimas, has been basically saying he's not really, you know, forward. Also, you know, as we talked about, you don't see his name on this list, but Amir Khan could very likely end up getting the fight. Remember, the fight was pretty much done at one point in time, but the Khan army and, you know, his backers, you know, I forgot where it was at, Abu Dhabi or whatever, the financiers didn't come up with the money, basically. Long story short. So either way, a lot of people are going to shit on Pacquiao, man, and say, you know, well, you know, Matthysse was washed up, but this was a good performance. And despite what you think about Matthysse, Pacquiao looked good. You know, he was in shape. You know, people were wondering how he was going to look without Freddie Roach. You know, people were wondering, okay, well, you know, this event is probably not going to be, you know, talked about. Nobody cares about it. But yet I noticed everybody was clamoring to watch it. Everybody was wondering, oh, well, you know, it's not on regular TV and everything. You know, for some reason, Pacquiao has this, like, I don't know what it's called, but people still want to see his fights. You know, him being 39 years old and them saying, you know, he's washed up and all that, people still want to see his fights. People still love seeing him fights, and none of his fights, no matter how you slice it, are boring. Mayweather fight, okay, you know, whatever. But in this case, Pacquiao still can fight among the best for like another maybe 2-3 years, you know. But there's another issue we have to talk about, which is the bad of the situation and how Pacquiao allegedly owes $20 million to the IRS, which is the reason why he's not fighting over here, you know, in the United States anymore. For multiple reasons. If one is that tax reason, another reason is cheaper taxes fighting outside of the United States, and he's not American. So I'm thinking, damn, is he going to try to burn like America for the money? Like, I mean, is he trying to work out something with them? Because Uncle Sam always gets his money. You know, he don't want to fly over here one day, 3-4 years down the line for some shit, you know, an awards ceremony or something, or he just over here vacation and taking care of something, and they just book him or like take all his shit. Manny don't want those problems. It seems as though him and Mayweather, when they got their money for that big ass fight, I guess they both had the notion, well, you know, we get all this money, we're gonna pay our taxes later. Mayweather ended up, you know, getting the McGregor fight, which put him way over. It was like, you know, hopefully that shit never happens to Mayweather again. But Pacquiao's not in that situation where he can get just a large lump sum of money like that. At most, Pacquiao is still the #1 draw in the 147 pound divisions, and technically up there with Canelo at 154 if Canelo fight. Canelo's not fighting at 154, and I'm talking about if Manny Pacquiao wanted to do another catch weight of 150. He's still a big draw in boxing. All the 147 pound fighters, all the 140 pound fighters still want to fight him because they know there's potential to make a whole lot of money than fighting all the other guys. So even though Terrence Crawford versus a Errol Spence is the super fight of 147 pounds, both of those guys would rather fight Pacquiao because they would make more money, right? That's just the way boxing is right now. Now, in my opinion, at this point in time in Manny Pacquiao's career, can he beat an Errol Spence? I don't think so. I'm sorry. You know? Times have changed. You know, Pacquiao is still good and can still give guys major issues. That left hand is no joke. Also, the uppercut and the jab was really, really good tonight. And another thing, you know, the ESPN commentary was good. I just didn't really like how they just kept talking about Pacquiao during the whole show. Like, I guess they were preparing, I guess, just in case he retired or something, like a tribute show, I don't know. But they were talking about, like, through all the cards, there was some good fights, you know, that they was talking about Pacquiao through, you know. So it looks like we're in a new era of Pacquiao. He is a champion again, and with being a champion becomes obligations, because now you have to think that for fighters who want to unify at 147, like a Errol Spence, then they want to go after Pacquiao. So it's going to be a mad dash right now for these fighters to say, "Oh shit, Pacquiao's out there." You can't tell me these fighters wasn't watching the Pacquiao fight. Tell me that Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Denny Garcia, and Sean Porter, and Amir Khan wasn't watching this fight thinking like, "Oh shit," like look at Nate Chops. Guys like Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn looking like, damn, he really did that shit by himself. And he still got some marketability behind him. He's trending. Pacquiao still be trending. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Or links to my social media right down below in the description box. Please subscribe.